Maurits Jansson's, and before that in Amsterdam where I concertgebouw, and is something I did record with Gergiev in St. Petersburg, and it's something that really stays in my repertoire in a very elevated position, because it's really, for a bass, it's a dream repertoire, and these 4 pieces are emblematic.
Just to pick up on something else that you mentioned, some people going to hear Boris Godunov might have been surprised here in Chicago. A lot of people are familiar with another version of the opera, and they go to the theater and they can't wait to hear this beautiful polonaise that they heard at concerts, and they can't wait for this wonderful love duet between Dmitri and Marina, and then they get to the lyric opera and all of that is missing because of a very interesting decision made to use the original version by Mussorgsky. He presented this to the Petersburg Opera in 1869, and they rejected it. They said, no, we cannot perform it. But it wasn't an absolute rejection. They had a number of suggestions. If you change this and that and something else, we will consider it. And they told him that there was not enough music for the female voice, which is kind of true. I mean, we have a little bit in the version here in Chicago. We have the woman at the inn, and we also have Ksenia, the daughter of Boris, but that's about it. And so Mussorgsky went back to work and produced a very different version, which is the one that was performed, I think, most commonly for many years, either in that version or in the Rimsky-Korsakov edition of it. Have you had difficulty, having mastered this part in the 1872 version by Mussorgsky? The music is actually substantially different for Boris, isn't it, in the 1869?
Well, yes, there are major differences. There is more music every bit. I prefer this version, the second one, because there is a sensational monologue in the Kremlin scene with the kids, after Fyodor, when Boris starts to complain about the famine that it hit Russia and to know that his crowd is against him because of this. And this monologue is such a beautiful moment, and is one of those musical moments that in my career I do first of all for myself, and then eventually to an audience, or an audience. But first of all is my pleasure. Like the death of the Bishop is exactly the same. It's something that is such a privilege to be able to sing and to be in the position to do it, that it's absolutely magnificent. And of course, the beauty of this version that we're doing in Chicago is that this is 100% real Mussorgsky. That it was considered rough, they were complaining that it wasn't a major female role. When he did it, he put a Polish act, which is beautiful, but it's something I said. It doesn't really belong to the rest of the opera. So I also learned the Rimsky, because some years ago, before they closed the Bolshoi, I was supposed to sing it there. Then they closed a week before, so it didn't happen. I will do it next year. And they always perform the Rimsky. What are the differences? I mean, the first one is maybe rough. They say violent. They used to say that he wasn't so good in orchestrating. He was very much ahead of times. That's the problem. In those times, he was too much ahead of the others. So Shostakovich after Rimsky